Hiya, folks. This is Rick Emmett of Triumph.
This is Mark Merrill, also known as Johnny B. Bad.
Hi, this is a best-selling author. I threw the best-selling in there. Best-selling author Dick Wybrow.
I'm Melanie from Second Shooter.
This is Jeff with Second Shooter.
Hey everybody, it's Brian Allen from Bridges Ablaze.
Hey, this is Sammy Lee, drummer of the band Red Rain.
Yo guys, it's Mark McKay.
Hey, this is Frank Fletcher.
Hola amigos, this is Billy Sheehan.
Hey guys, this is John Karabi.
Hi, this is Jim Valance.
What's up everybody, it's Logan from All the Pretty Things.
Hey guys, it's Leather Leone.
This is Nothing from Inside the Trojan Horse.
What's up guys, Cassandra Carson here from Paralandra and the Life Project.
My name's Reggie and you are listening to the Weekly Pour podcast. Thanks so much for joining the most amazing twosome out there.
It's time once again for the Weekly Pour, the show that knows everything about absolutely nothing. Here are your hosts, TbT and Ace.
That's us. I'm TbT. That guy over there's Ace. Welcome to episode 166 of the Weekly Pour podcast. We are happy you joined us. And before we go any further, the first thing I want to do is say a very big congratulations to the Indiana Hoosiers. We are not a sports podcast, but by golly, we are from Indiana. So we got to throw that out there. Big props to them. If you are from Miami or a Miami fan, I have nothing to say to you.
Well, we're not a sports podcast, but we like sports, and occasionally It's okay to talk about that. This was a big deal. It was a big deal. Last year, I was reminded that last year when IU lost to Notre Dame, there were people saying that IU should never be invited back to the tournament.
Correct.
Which was ridiculous sounding to me because that season was so great. And none of us saw this coming. We wanted to see what we would improve upon or whatever, but no one saw 16-0 in a national championship, let alone a Big Ten championship, a Heisman Trophy, #1 ranking. No one saw that. But to dismiss it as an anomaly and never invite them back, well, eat that. You know what I'm saying? It's ridiculous.
Yeah. 2 words for you. And they rhyme with suck it.
Right.
That game was incredible. We could have done a half hour of this show before we ever went live because you and I were discussing everything, really. And that's one of the things we talked about. You know, as a fan of Indiana, I wanted a blowout to begin with. You know, I wanted to blow out. You know, you go in and you just totally annihilate, Oregon. You took care of Alabama. Yeah. And I'm like, you know what? I want to blow out. I want to show them. But then the other side of my head was going, let's have a good game. Even though a blowout for an Indiana fan would be an amazing game. And then we got what we got.
Oh, yeah. A nail biter. Nail biter. This was an all-timer, that game.
Yeah. Probably, in my opinion, one of the best that I've watched just because of the back and forth and, not knowing if you're going to keep that 10-point lead and then it drops to 3 and then it's back up to 10 and it's 3 and then it's 10 and 3 and 6 and then Hail Marys and interception, game over. I was tired. I was full of freaking adrenaline. Ridiculous.
I called the interception at the end. I just want to say.
I was on the phone. Believe Mrs. TbT did as well.
Well, I was on the phone with my daughter while she was watching it remotely somewhere, and I was too. And I told her I had heard a pundit say, a sports pundit, that this game would turn on a Carson Beck mistake. Yeah. And this is right at that point in time where he's getting ready to make that pass. And I said, it's going to be right here. He's going to throw an interception. And he did.
Good job. I appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Yeah, excellent. We've got a little bit to talk about tonight. There's some stories that are going around that are definitely going to take some of our attention. The biggest story, you and I completely, we do this every time. We complain and complain and complain about the weather in the wintertime. It's been cold the past week. I think today we finally reached 40. But just 44. So everybody knows, just around the corner, we're looking at like 16 feet of snow this weekend.
We'll see. We'll see.
Yeah, maybe not that much, but still, I don't want it.
No.
Because Saturday, when this stuff's supposed to hit, is also when the celebration is going on at Indiana University.
Maybe.
For the celebration of the national championship. So that's going to get postponed. Whatever. We can't keep Mother Nature happy right now. I have a theory.
What's that?
I think it's because there's still Christmas crap up behind you.
You think that's what the problem is?
I think that's what it is. There's some kind of weird juju going on because that stuff's still there.
I will confess, I still have mine up. But
and that's the show for tonight, ladies and gentlemen. We'll see you next week.
I work a lot.
You have 17 people living in your house.
They all work too. Now, the mother-in-law actually took down the upstairs tree, has it all set aside, ready to go for me to put away. So that's gone.
January 21st.
I'm enjoying it. It's okay.
Are you unwrapping shit every day?
Oh yeah, every day. No, I haven't turned on the lights or nothing like that. So, but Saturday, while we're snowed in, Saturday's the day I will be taking down Christmas.
I will be at your house Sunday just to make sure.
Inspecting.
Yes.
Yeah. I see a wreath.
Demerit. Demerit. That's it. No more. Another thing we were talking about, and we got a couple stories, or at least one that we're going to talk about as far as touring goes with another band, but we've had a few more announcements of concerts in the last week. Some of which I know we've talked about it, but we just don't recall or remember it. But we've talked about Castle Knoll, which is located in Paoli, Indiana. They had a big announcement, we'll say 2 weeks ago, and that ended up being Aaron Lewis. Everybody knows Aaron Lewis from Stained. This is his solo tour. Castle Knoll, who I'm giving mad props to here, they go and they say, hey, guess what? We've got another announcement. And just like last time, I told you it's probably Billy Ocean this time again.
Right.
Because we didn't get Billy Ocean last week. But it was another huge concert announcement. And the way things were going, I was waiting to see if it was going to be another rock artist. We've had Firehouse. We've had Aaron Lewis coming up. Yachtly Crew. Not going to get back into that again. But this time, this was a country artist. And although I don't do a whole lot of country, with the exception of, some 90s country or some of the people that we've talked to, being Mark McKay or Frank Fletcher, Travis Tritt was announced as the next one, or one of the next ones that's going to be down at Castle Knoll. I'm impressed. I don't. He's not going to sell out a stadium anymore. Probably not a theater anymore.
Stop.
He's not.
I bet he could sell out a theater. He still tours. He still tours. So I think it's a good call by the Castle Knoll staff.
Oh, it's a fantastic call.
I think it'll do well. It'll do well.
Yeah.
They're hitting the general audience sweet spot, for things like that, given the area that we're in.
100%.
But yeah.
I have not looked up to see how much the tickets are. I'm going to do it right now because why not?
Well, the Aaron Lewis tickets had went up. The Aaron Lewis tickets had went up from last year when we went. So I wonder if they'll maintain that, or like we talked about, is it adjustable per artist, depending on who the artist is, that sort of thing. I mean, Travis is still active. I don't know that he's put out a record in a while, but he's still active. Well,
so yes, I go see Travis Tritt at Castle Knoll in Paoli, Indiana. Great venue. It is a good concert. Right now, the tickets are not on sale for the general public. You have to be a member of their list to know, to be able to get tickets now.
And
they are there. They are available.
And are they very expensive, or
that depends? That depends on
why are you being coy?
That depends on your financial standing, whether or not you think they are expensive or not.
So you're telling me that he is a well-renowned artist and is commanding a pricey wage?
Yes, I will say that.
Are you afraid you'll scare off any potential buyers?
No, it's not my place. It's not
to
my
announce to announce the price.
So this is what I'm going to do. This is what I'll do. $20. If you add $20 to your ticket, you will get premium parking. I will tell you right now, that is new. That is new. If you go and you just want to go for a general admission ticket for Travis Tritt, August 22nd, 2026 at 7:30 p.m., general admission, you will pay $91.
Wow.
That's not including the price of your premium parking of $20. So we're at $111, one ticket.
Wow. Now, you and I both know they sell their VIP section by tables.
Correct.
And
I will tell you right
at.
now, if you want a table, 1, 2, 3, 4, I'm going to hang on. Let me rewind from what I said. That $90 I'm pretty sure it did include
the parking.
So you're now going to pay 70 something. Okay.
Okay.
If you're wanting a table holds 4 people. You cannot buy single tickets for a table. You can just buy a table and then you get 4 tickets. That will cost you, with premium parking, total of $665.60.
Wow.
Each ticket being $161.40. I'm not going to badmouth this. I think it's expensive, but I don't know if this is because of Castle Knoll having to set the prices, if it's the Eric Group who manages Castle Knoll, or if this is artist. That's actually a good question, and I think I'm going to send them an email and ask them.
I think it's all 3.
Oh, okay. Okay, yeah, and that makes perfect sense, because you can't just do this and not expect to make money.
Right, and artists do, no matter what anyone says, artists have a say in what ticket prices go for.
Right.
They have a say. But this isn't far off from the Aaron Lewis tickets, is it? Wasn't that like $500 a table?
Well, I was getting ready to say this. I think this is more expensive.
Right, it is by maybe $100 more a table.
Yeah, maybe 100, 150.
Yeah.
But I'm telling you, I don't recall there being a need to buy premium parking for Aaron Lewis. I could be completely wrong, but I don't remember it. Whatever. I don't know. That's something I'm going to look into, because I'm curious. Now I'm just curious. But whatever tickles your fancy. If this is what is charged and you want to go, that's what you're going to pay. If you're going to drive to Ruoff, somewhere in Indianapolis, Ruoff being just north of Indianapolis in the Fishers area, if you're driving there, you're paying for fuel,
Right.
You're paying for meals.
Yes.
Let's say you get a $60 ticket a piece.
And a shirt.
And a shirt.
And maybe
Does
a
it all come out in
cocktail.
the wash? Did you say a cocktail?
Maybe a cocktail.
Or 5?
Some of us want to remember the show.
Or, okay, 4.
So, yeah, I mean, but they're pricing themselves as a venue on that level at this point.
I disagree because I don't know if somebody is, maybe all together.
Right. Somebody is.
Yeah, I don't know. Again, do I care? No. If I wanted to go, would I still go? Probably.
The cool thing is, though, what I liked about it, and we went to Firehouse in Pearland. What I liked about it was a group thing. You know, you purchased the ticket, you invited me and whomever else was invited, and we, chipped in our ticket money, and then we had a table, and you can hang with the people you want to hang with, and you got this nice table. It's a cool idea. It's a really neat idea, and I like that.
The problem is, in our world, who's going to want to pay that much to go to a Travis Tritt concert?
Well, yeah, and I don't know. To me, this is nothing against Travis Tritt. I like Travis, but he's someone that would. He is a name, and he's someone that would come to maybe the Brown County facility.
Oh yeah,
but I don't know what he would charge there.
Aaron Lewis is a prime example of someone who was at Brown County for 2 sold-out shows. We mentioned that last week, and now he's doing this one. So yeah, you want to jump in and you want to get the tickets quick and okay, I'm going to get a table. You just spent $600. Now you have 3 more people that you're going to take. If you take your spouse, well, you're eating that money unless you make your spouse pay. And then it's sending out a bunch of texts to people that you would be okay with going with you and saying, hey, if you want to go to this, it ain't free because I'm going to charge you the cost of the ticket snapshot. Here you go. Yeah. $160 for Travis Tritt? Nah, I think I'll pass. I got to go to Walmart and buy Christmas tree cakes for Ace's house. It'd be tough. It's a tough sell unless you've got diehards that are on it. Sometimes I like to go just because it's a concert.
Yes. So you're saying that Aaron Lewis may be more of the attraction than
I want to go see Aaron Lewis because it's Aaron Lewis.
Yeah.
Yeah. If I went to Travis Tritt, it would be because, okay, cool. We'll go see Travis Tritt, but it's more just for a concert.
Right. And it's close. It's a concert. It's close. It's a good time.
I was getting ready to say that too. We're kind of supporting we'll call them local. We're supporting a local business because they're a lot more local to us than what Ruoff would be. And Ruoff is, I mean, that's live wire, whatever it is. So that's, that's more out there versus something like this, which is more local. So I'd be okay, spreading the unwealth for a local place. But there's 19 minutes of your show. You only got 40 minutes left. We can keep going on this. But yeah, take a look. I highly encourage everybody to follow Castle Knoll Amphitheater on all of their social media. They do announce concerts. They do have some stuff. Some of it's funny, like we joked about the Yali crew last week. But hey, when you support
3 shows.
Yeah, when you support these venues, that's when they start bringing more people in. I wish I remembered how much we paid for the Mill in Terre Haute when we went to that show. If it was the same price, I would have paid it. There's no way I totally would have. To see 4 bands.
Oh, yeah. $160 to see 4 bands.
Yeah. That's $40 a band.
Right.
I'd have totally done that. I just didn't.
It was not that expensive at all. It was a good price. The venue was great. That's a great venue.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm just wondering now. They've got 3 announced. I wonder if they're doing anything else, or they just want to see how this goes.
Yeah, me too.
I feel like it's baby steps. A lot of baby steps.
Yeah. Just real quick, want to say hi to everybody that's in the chat. We appreciate you guys being there. If you guys are watching and you're not in the chat, do me a favor and at least say hi so that we know you're there. The chat's already going off. I really have no idea what they're talking about other than 5 cocktails and 6 cocktails. It was Mrs. Ace who basically said 5 cocktails. So yeah,
Right.
yeah, we're paying for her cocktails. We do have a bunch of news to get to. Some of which will be, a couple of these will be some nice, long, interesting stories. And of course, in about, 50, 45, 15, 25 minutes, we will get into our pour of the week for this week's show. But we're going to kick this off with something that we've been talking about kind of for the past 2 weeks now, I think. And that's the ability to put on a show in the sphere that they have in Vegas. Well, now there's a possibility, rumors, as we like to say in the rumor world, that there is a possibility that a smaller venue with a capacity of only 6,000 seats could be built in Maryland. If you 6,000 is small considering the one in Vegas, which officially opened in 2023, holds 20,000 seats. It is a $2.3 billion venue. It comes with 4D effects, a huge wraparound LED screen, and of course, top level audio. Numerous bands, musicians,
Movies.
magicians, movies. A lot of stuff have been done there, and I've not heard anything bad about this place at all. Well, I guess with Maryland has basically said, yeah, we're interested. And they may end up getting one, but it's just going to be about half the size. Of course, it's right. Let me read what this says because I don't want to get it wrong. With a commitment to bringing innovative opportunities to residents and visitors, Governor Moore, who I guess is the governor of Maryland, County Executive Brave Boy, the state of Maryland, and Prince George's County recognized the potential for a sphere at National Harbor to elevate and advance immersive experiences across the area. The Sphere National Harbor would utilize a combination of public and private funding, including approximately $200 million in state, local, and private incentives. Roughly 2,500 jobs would be created during the construction, followed by 4,000 jobs once the space became fully operational. In terms of economic impact, it's expected to bring in over $1 billion with a B annually. Holy moly.
With only 6,000 seats.
Yeah. That's insane.
I think that I don't think it'll have a problem attracting acts. Even though the seating capacity is smaller, it's a unique event. You know what I'm saying? It's unique.
I would love to see one in Maryland just so that way we've got something on the East Coast versus, just Vegas. And maybe at some point these become focal points for the regions. I'd love to see Indianapolis get one. Heck, let's talk to Mark Cuban and get one in Bloomington and play that game over and over and over.
Yeah.
There are a lot of tours, a lot of acts that I'd love to see in the Sphere. Tool, AC/DC. I'll say T Swizzle. Let's get Taylor Swift in the Sphere. The Rolling Stones.
Has that been discussed with Taylor Swift? Because I'm surprised.
I haven't talked to her.
Well,
lately.
When you do, find out because I would be impressed. I'm surprised it's not happened.
She screams the name Travis, but it's just not me. I'll call her later. I'll call her. Yeah. our friend and your friend, because she's been on this show twice, Cassandra Carson. And as you can see, I'm holding the Life Project CD that is signed. They're back in the news. And I was super excited. You sent me this earlier because when I went through stuff, it was not there. But in a new interview, of course, Paralandra vocalist and guitarist Cassandra Carson spoke out about the status of the Life Project, which is her collaborative project with Josh Rand, who, of course, is a guitarist for Stone Sour. She basically says, we've got an album that looks like we're going to be releasing early to mid 2026. That is exciting. It was originally supposed to be 2 EPs released last year. Record label problems, whatever, didn't happen. So let's just take the whole 2 EPs and combine it into one album. Super exciting. If nobody has listened to anything they've done, you have got to.
When we had her on last to promote the Body Electric, she told us then that she had been recording tracks with Josh.
Mm-hmm.
I think things were halted up too because he had a back issue.
Right.
That he had to get taken care of.
I think it was his back, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I remember. And, and it kind of just fell off the radar. She did the George Lynch record, Cassandra's Crossing. There's another one of those in the works. We already know that because we heard it straight from her.
Yep.
So this kind of fell off the radar, and now here it is. And I'm kind of glad. I'm really glad because I love the intensity of the record that they put out, the EP that you showed.
Yeah.
And what's cool about it is that it's not just a repeat of Paralandra. It's not that.
No.
It's not the Cassandra Crossing stuff at all. It's its own thing. I'm impressed with her versatility, being able to put out different types of music with different people.
Yeah. So this is super exciting. I wish we had a date. I wish we had something concrete. But I'll take 2026 because that's the year we're in now. So that's absolutely better than nothing. Maybe we should reach out. We're going to reach out to Cassandra once again when this one comes out, this new one comes out, and see if we can't either get a quote from her or some something, or have her back on the show. But either way, that was exciting news. I was glad to see that. We've been waiting, like you talked about. So finally, I just don't want it to go any further than that.
Yeah,
this year
she is so busy. Paralandra constantly tours, and she is getting pulled in a zillion different directions because of her vocal abilities. I love the exposure that she's getting. I love it.
And the exposure.
Yeah.
If you're a fan of the Hollywood Vampires, and I trust you know who the vampires are, Aerosmith's Joe Perry, Johnny Depp, and of course Alice Cooper. If you happen to be a fan of the Hollywood Vampires, they are finally going to embark on a European tour for this summer. Apologies to our friends in the United States and our fans in the Philippines. Apparently, they will not be getting over there or here. They will be going to Europe. The three legends, of course, who first came together in 2015, bonding over their shared love of their favorite songs and a desire to celebrate their dead, drunk friends by playing songs of the fallen heroes. After 3 years away, according to them, we're finally coming back to tour the UK and Europe. They are looking forward to incredible crowds, massive energy, and more unforgettable nights. I did not count these, not that it matters because it's a lot and hashtag math. But they're starting on August 12th. They are playing in London. And it's going to go through the UK. Then we jump over to Germany, France, Germany, Milan, Italy, and then finally ending. As of now, we know how tour dates go, but as of now, September 2nd will be another show in Italy, and that is the last of that tour. No word yet on whether or not they're going to come over here to the States and pull anything off, but I would really like to see that. If I can get the attention of Castle Knoll Amphitheater, please get the Hollywood Vampires.
You think that'd be a good one?
Yeah, I'd totally go to that in a heartbeat.
When does Ozzy take? I mean, when does Alice take a break ever? I mean,
he doesn't.
He never does.
Yeah.
Good for him, but I've said it before. But my gosh, that guy's busy.
Yeah, he never stops. But what does that say about Aerosmith? I mean, I know this is we're only talking a month, basically. But
well, what were you hoping? Because I think that ship has sailed for the most part.
Oh no, it hasn't sailed.
They retired.
No, nobody really retires.
Retirement means retirement, right? In rock.
Oh, that's right. I forgot. We're talking rock and roll, so retirement means retirement.
Right. No, I honestly, I think that with Aerosmith, eventually we'll see something. It will not be a full-blown tour. We might see limited shows. What Hagar's doing. Hagar's dropping in a month.
Yeah.
You know, that sort of thing. I bet we'll see something. I would not be shocked if we didn't see a record.
I agree with that wholeheartedly.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
It all depends on what Steven Tyler feels like doing and what Steven Tyler wants to do. He's the crux of this.
Yeah, or what he can do.
What he can do.
You know, that's huge. But we can only hope. Of course, it's Aerosmith. Nobody wants to see them officially retire. At least I know I don't, because I freaking love Aerosmith.
I do too.
Many, many others. One person, one group, two people who constantly say they're retiring, and they've actually had a dozen retirement tours, but yet they don't. It's Kiss. And guess who's back in the news again?
Kiss. Paul Stanley and Gene Simmons.
Absolutely. This time, though, Paul Stanley and Gene Simmons have been announced as 2026 inductees. And I know you're already thinking they're already in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. What are they getting into now? Now, they're getting into the Songwriters Hall of Fame.
Look who is listed here.
That was my next thing. They're going in alongside fellow musical icons Kenny Loggins, Alanis Morissette, and T Swizzle. That's right. At the ripe age of 12.
She's like 35, but that's still young. That's still young to be inducted, don't you think?
Paul Stanley just turned, what, 71 last week?
Something like that. He just had a birthday. It was this week, wasn't it?
I don't know.
Yeah, this week.
There were some other people on there that I didn't recognize, so I'm not even going to say them. But Kenny Loggins, Alanis Morissette, Taylor Swift, Paul Stanley, Gene Simmons will become the latest inductees in the Songwriters Hall of Fame at their 2026 Induction and Awards Gala. This star-studded event is slated for Thursday, June 11th in New York City and will not be open to the general public. So if you planned on going to that, don't try to get in. Allegedly, additional special award nominees or honorees will be announced soon. As much crap as we give Kiss, and as much that we make fun of them, I like this. I'm glad they're getting in. When they have such big hit songs as "Let's Put the X in Sex," I mean,
he's not being sarcastic. He is, but he's not.
Right. Another conversation that we had before the show. It's a great song.
It's a great song, and people rip on that. But it sounds like 80s Kiss. It's great.
Yeah.
We pick on them in some cases. It's deserved. I'm a big Kiss fan. I always have been. I find it fascinating that now these accolades that have been long awaited are starting to roll in. The Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, the Kennedy Center honors. Now we're doing the Songwriters Hall of Fame. you know, I don't know what the criteria is, and people will pick on the stuff that they write, because it's not the Rolling Stones and it's not the Beatles, type of stuff. But it's innovative. It was unique at the time, and even now, not that long ago, still putting out records. Well deserved. I'm happy for it.
Yeah, it's still Kiss. We can give them as much crap as we want, but they are still icons. They are still influencers. Way before influencing was even a word.
I think people might complain. There'll always be people complaining.
Sure.
That other members aren't in this inclusion. Peter, Chris, Ace Frehley, and you can make an argument for that. But unlike Gene Simmons, who would rip it apart if it was those two, let's just give them their due and be happy for this. The way I look at it, because it's deserved. They didn't write every Kiss song. They collaborated with a lot of people, but a lot of people do. Taylor Swift collaborates with people.
Sure. The Songwriters Hall of Fame actually singled out just a few Kiss songs, including Rock and Roll All Night, I Love It Loud, Calling Dr. Love, Shout It Out Loud, and Christine 16 as key works in Stanley and Simmons' catalog.
Now, where I'm going.
I do. I don't know.
Why would they list I Love It Loud on here? Am I wrong? I need to look up the songwriting credits on that before I say anything.
You do that. As you alluded to earlier, of course, Kiss was inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in 2014. And then, of course, just this past December, they received their Kennedy Center honors. Nat McFook in the chat, she absolutely hit the nail on the head. She said they're still making money. Yeah, they're making money hand over fist.
Right.
They absolutely are. And stuff like this, it's always something to renew that interest in Kiss. You get people that are going to be like, I didn't think they really wrote very good. Let me get some more and listen. And sure, they may go and download some more Kiss music. They may go to Walmart and find an album or something. Did you find it?
Yeah, I'll retract my objection. Gene is listed as the songwriter along with Vinnie Vincent.
Okay.
So I'll retract that. Because initially my first thought was, didn't Bryan Adams have something to do with that? But that was War Machine.
War Machine.
I got
Yeah.
So I retract that.
But I mean, good for them. I'm happy for them. It's good. It's just another way to put their face out there
and keep it going. They just did the Locked In, the landlocked event also. There's just a lot of Kiss stuff going on.
Oh, the Kiss Cruise?
Yeah, the Kiss Cruise landlocked deal.
Cruise, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, just a lot of stuff going on, and it keeps them out there and keeps it fresh, and they don't need to tour. They don't need to break their retirement per se. They're getting plenty of press.
Yeah. So the Songwriters Hall of Fame chairman, Nile Rodgers, made a significant comment, I think, in regards to this. We're not talking about Kiss in general. We're talking about the entire lineup. And he says this year's lineup not only showcases iconic songs, but also celebrates unity across various genres. These songwriters have profoundly impacted the lives of billions of listeners worldwide, and it is our privilege to honor their contributions.
I like that.
Yeah.
Because this is hard rock that is the type of music that gets snubbed in so many ways by so many institutions routinely, and we complain about this all the time on this show. And again, they're getting their due, and it's hard rock, and it should be celebrated. It should be.
Yeah. Well, and I'm pretty stoked about Kenny Loggins too.
I love Kenny Loggins.
Back in the day, Kenny Loggins was pumping stuff out, and the next thing you know, it's on a movie soundtrack.
Right. That guy was
constantly
churning out hits. And Kenny Loggins will admit that's what kept him going for a long time, because he wasn't putting out solo material frequently. But the soundtrack stuff was putting food on the table.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. I just had to look up Tricky Stewart, who's also an inductee. I just had to look up and see who he was.
He played first base for the Cubs in 1906.
Wrong one.
Oh.
Wrong one. He's got some songs under his belt. Umbrella by Rihanna. He's been credited on these singles. That one just to name one. Beyonce's Single Ladies.
Okay.
Obsessed and Touch My Body from Mariah Carey.
Yeah.
Baby, Justin Bieber.
Oh, wow.
Ride by Sierra and Water by Tyla, just to name a few.
Wow.
So, no slouch.
No, he's written some hits.
Yeah. Now, I got to look up these other two. There's Walter Afanasieff, Terry Britton, and Graham Lyle. And
No
a lot
clue.
of times you don't recognize these artists because they're basically paid to write songs.
Right.
And that's it. I mean, a perfect example, Brooks and Dunn, which we've talked about on this show before. Brooks and Dunn they were writing songs, and then it was like, we can sing.
Right. Chris Stapleton did that for a little while as well.
Graham Lyle is a singer, songwriter, guitarist, and producer from Scotland. That's why I didn't recognize him, because I don't know very many Scottish people or listen to Scottish music.
Do you think that's what he was writing, was Scottish?
Yeah, probably not. Probably not. Terry Britton is an English-Australian singer-songwriter and record producer who has songs with Tina Turner, Cliff Richard, Olivia Newton-John, Michael Jackson. Britton also won the Grammy Award for Song of the Year in 1985 for What's Love Got to Do with It. So, yeah, they're in good company. Now I got to look up.
Like it.
I got to look up Walter I can't pronounce it.
Fasanoff?
Yeah, that's what I said.
Something like that?
Yeah, that's what it was.
Afanasieff?
That
sounds like an antibiotic.
It does. Could you go to the store and get me some Afanasieff, please? Oh, that's why he's Russian. His former nickname was Baby Love in the 1980s.
No, it wasn't.
Baby Love. He is a frequent collaborator of Mariah Carey on her first 6 studio albums.
Oh, wow.
He and Mariah Carey co-wrote many songs together, including the #1 singles Hero, All I Want for Christmas Is You, now we know who to blame, One Sweet Day, and My All. He won the 1999 Grammy Award in the Record of the Year category for producing My Heart Will Go On by Celine Dion. And the 2000 Grammy Award for Producer of the Year, non-classical. He was born in Brazil. His father was Russian. His mother was from China. She was Russian descent. Try saying that together. So yeah, this is a freaking heavy lineup.
So you've listed 2 people that have worked with Mariah Carey on big hits.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's impressive right there.
That explains why she's not in it.
That may come later.
I know. Just mad heat.
So, pretty cool story.
It is. And that's great. Congratulations to all of them, of course, especially Kiss. It is now time for one of my favorite features, and we don't do this every week, even though I wish we could. We don't do this every week simply because this stuff takes time. We don't just do these on a whim. We actually reach out to these bands and their agents to. We've explained this. Yeah, we've explained this before, but just to engage with them and basically get permission. But I am very, very thrilled that we do, in fact, have a pour of the week for you this week. And we're going to bring that to you about right now.
It's time for a fresh pour of the week, and it's brought to you by Petty's Poor Decisions. Dark, seductive, hostile. This isn't a mood, it's a summons. The kind that makes the room feel colder, the shadows look sharper, and your gut warns you should not be alone. This is Lesbian Bed Death, and they don't just dabble in gothic, they forge it into something dangerous. A UK-born gothic punk rock band with a metal backbone and a taste for the morbid. Critics have tried to describe it and basically landed on a female-fronted Alice Cooper colliding with the Misfits and Creeper. Translation, it's loud, it's wicked, and it shows up dressed for your funeral on purpose. And live, this isn't a concert. It's a full-scale horror stage show with amplifiers, a skeletal snake mic stand, horror backdrops, and when the night calls for it, vampiric burlesque dancers. It's theatrical, it's feral, and it hits like the lights just went out and something started smiling. They've toured hard across the UK and parts of Europe and haunted independent music festivals like Whitby Goth Weekend, Rockmantic, Call of the Wild, and a headlining gig at Breaking Bands. This isn't a studio-only band. They've done the miles and they've earned the bruises. In 2026, they're taking the show back on the road, touring the UK and Poland, spreading that gothic punk menace like a beautifully dressed disease. But that's not all, as they open the next door with their brand new album, Satan's Cellar, dropping on Friday the 13th. Yeah, Friday the 13th. Lesbian Bed Death features JJ on vocals, Ali Vicious on lead guitar, Amy Violet on drums, Effie on bass, and Dan on rhythm guitar. So if you want gothic punk with metal muscle, horror visuals, and a live show that feels like a ritual you can actually hear, turn it up and let them bite. TbT and Ace are proud to welcome Lesbian Bed Death as their pour of the week right here on the Weekly Pour Podcast.
Lesbian Bed Death. I'm telling you right now, go on specifically TikTok and go to their socials, follow them. They have got some fantastic posts, I guess, if you will. But of course, all of their socials between YouTube and Facebook and TikTok and Instagram, they are all over the place. All of that's going to be listed in the show notes. Please, please, please go check them out. Listen to their stuff. It's good. We don't play anybody's stuff, because of copyright laws and all that. When we upload these shows, all these places tend to freak out and ask you if you have the license for it. We can just say yes and nobody would ever know. But do yourself a favor and go check them out. They have not got anything scheduled over here in the States as far as touring goes. But talking to their management this past week with this new album getting ready to come out, they're hitting the road and I think I was saying Europe and Poland. Right. Check them out. I think you'll like them. You'll be pleasantly surprised. And if you haven't figured this out again, this is another female fronted band, that we've had on. This is like our third one in just the last few months between, Bachelor's Grove,
Second Shooter a while back.
Second Shooter. Yeah, the list just kind of goes on and on. So
remember when you didn't see women fronting rock bands, and since I want to say it lulled, but then you saw Hailstorm come out with Lizzie Hale, and then it just exploded again.
Yeah,
they're everywhere.
Yeah, I love it. It's great. I can't forget Abigail's Asylum as well, which was another one that we featured. But all of these bands are just, everybody go check them out. Even if it's not something that you're like, okay, I think it'll be good. Just give them a follow. That helps algorithms. We all know how that goes. If not, moderator Natalie can tell you all about the algorithms. But jump in there, say hi to them, go back, watch all of our other pours of the week, and check out those bands too, because we don't do this to just have something to fill on the show. We do this to help get the names out for the bands. So definitely
It's
go
always
check them
good.
out. Yeah,
Always good to find new music.
absolutely. We got 2 stories left, one of which we'll dive into right now. This is something that I wish would happen. This would be huge. It has happened in the past. But in a recent interview, Dave Mustaine says that a Megadeth Metallica tour needs to happen and that basically it would make everything right. And of course, if you know any of the history between Megadeth and Metallica, it's, Dave Mustaine used to be part of Metallica and then he was kicked out.
Not.
And yeah, then he was not and all that. But in a recent interview with Revolver, Dave Mustaine was basically like, we need to do this. Now, somebody's going to end up saying, well, they've already toured together. They did the Big Four with Slayer and Anthrax. That's true.
Different.
Totally different. That was back in, when was that?
I don't remember. It's
Yeah.
been a while. But that's with 4 bands, the Big Four doing the thrash metal thing. This is I think going to be more of a spiritual healing sort of thing.
Nice. Yeah.
And 2 bands that are linked, forever linked. No matter what anyone thinks, they may not want to admit it, but they're linked.
Exactly.
Mustaine wrote a ton of material on Kill 'Em All, Ride the Lightning. I think even up, not written, but his style and his influence permeated up through Master of Puppets even.
For sure.
It's not nothing. And I agree. I'm surprised it hasn't happened. They had Olive Branches extended, correct? They had Mustaine up with them in San Francisco a few years ago, playing on stage, right? At Candlestick Park, or whatever it's called. That wasn't that long ago.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not. And remember, in 2 days from today is Wednesday, January 21st. On Friday, Megadeth is released. It will finally hit shelves. It'll hit your digital stuff, the new one. And of course, there's a lot of people, most everybody's already heard it, but this also includes his version of Ride the Lightning, which is, of course, title track to the '84 album from Metallica. But Dave Mustaine gets a co-writing credit on this even after he left the band. So that's going to be huge to listen to. And here's the one thing I want to tell people. Don't compare the two. Don't compare the Metallica version to the Megadeth version from 2026. I don't think that's fair. People are going to do it anyway. Whatever.
Right.
But don't. To me, it's pointless. Yes, we all know how the Metallica one sounds. You and I both love Metallica. We know that song is going to it's just badass. This one's going to be fine. You may not like it as much as the Metallica one because that's what you're used to.
That's
but
what
just
you're used to.
Imagine that song never came out in 1986.
Right.
Imagine you're just getting it now. I love Dave Mustaine.
Right. Well, and he's talked about how the changes that were made to certain songs and, things like that when Metallica kind of incorporated their own style into it.
Right.
He's talked about that. And his style is going to be a little faster, a little harder,
a little more Dave Mustaine-ish.
Yeah. Right.
Tried to throw Triple H in there.
The vocals will be totally different, not what you're used to.
Right.
And I think he'll even admit that James Hetfield's a more polished type of singer, but there's nothing wrong with him putting this out. I think if you're a Metallica fan, you should want to hear this because it gives you insight into the bones of that song and the bones of that record, the skeleton, and what it was going to be.
You should love the fact that he's doing this.
Yeah, you should.
Because this is going back. Hey, meet the real me. This is my opportunity to throw in my song that I helped write. And now you're going to get my version. Oh.
Yeah, awesome.
Come on.
Yeah, I think it's great. You know, and the fact that he's going to tour, and this is a long farewell tour, so no end date in sight.
Right.
You and I both know that Metallica never stops, right?
Yeah.
They've been going on and on and on. And what Metallica's been doing is rotating bands, because they've had 2 nights in the same place and rotating opening bands. They've done that now. They could change this up and make it a co-headline tour with Megadeth, and I think it would be awesome.
Yeah, I do too. We can do nothing but keep our fingers crossed. We have talked about this next story until we're blue in the face. We've only got a couple more minutes left, so we're going to end with this next story. And basically, as far as I'm concerned, we're going to put this one to bed, and we're not going to bring this up ever again for probably 2 more weeks.
It's not about Skid Row's singer, is it?
No, it's not. We finally, I think, have the final nail in the coffin when it comes to a potential 2026 40th anniversary tour with Poison. Of course, celebrating the 40th anniversary of Look What the Cat Dragged In. That nails in the coffin. It's not going to happen. And this is allegedly because Bret Michaels has demanded 600% more money than his bandmates. There was never a tour that was announced, of course, and nobody made it a secret that they wanted to go out and do this tour. 40th anniversary, 40 years since Look What the Cat Dragged In. It would make perfect sense to do it in 2026. Just awesome.
Yes.
40th anniversary, 40 dates. Let's go out and do it. If you listen to Rikki Rockett, he says there was a deal. There was an offer
on the table. Offer on the table
that he thought was great.
Yes.
Apparently everybody else did too, except Bret Michaels.
Right. And he's the guy that this revolves around.
Yeah.
And if he doesn't want to do it, it doesn't happen.
Right. Allegedly, Bret wanted $6 to every $1 that the rest of the band got. In this recent interview, Rikki Rockett basically says, look, we're not necessarily in this for the money, but you also can't go out and do these and
for nothing.
Do it for nothing while one person in the band is banking. And I get it. I understand it. I hate it. Somebody threw out, well, maybe you guys can just go out with a different singer. And he was like, hold on. Pump the brakes. No. He doesn't have any animosity towards Bret, like hatred. He doesn't agree with his demands, but he's not going to just try to go out and replace him, other than the fact he probably wouldn't be able to because he probably doesn't own the rights to the Poison name.
Right. No.
Nonetheless, they're not going to go look for a new singer. I wouldn't want them to do that. Instead, the Rocket Mafia, which is Rikki Rockett's new band, they're going to go out and they're going to play Look What the Cat Dragged In its entirety. Is it going to be Poison? No. Is there anything wrong with him doing it? No. He owns the rights too.
No, you can do whatever you want live.
Yeah. If you want to get ticked off, which I really want to because I really wanted this tour to happen. Well, Bret, are you being greedy? Yes, I think you are, if these allegations are true. But what do you do?
Is it greed? Is it really greed, or did he not want to do it in the first place?
Who knows?
And then you set the bar so high that they can't agree to it.
Yeah.
And you're like, well, I was willing to do it, but they wouldn't come to terms.
This is one of those things that we've said before. there comes a time where you finally have to do something, because tomorrow, you don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
We've said the same thing with Skid Row. I'll bring it up. Even though he's not in the chat tonight, I'm going to bring it up. Do they do something with Sebastian just to do it? Just to do it for the fans?
Right.
Do you go out and tour Poison for the fans? I say yes. What if they do it next year? Does a 41 anniversary tour have as much as a 40-year tour? Probably, especially when it's Poison.
Yes, I think it'll be fine.
But it's not happening this year. So be it. It happens. We can move on. We can drive that nail in the coffin and be done.
I'm still just blown away with the amount of money that we're talking about for one guy.
Yeah.
What if they had said yes? Now your back's really against the wall, Bret.
Yeah.
Now it's really.
My bandana came off.
Oh, my cowboy hats are
I
flat.
can't do it. Oh, well. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this. This was episode 166. We'll be back next week unless we're caught in a blizzard somewhere and can't. And maybe, just maybe, we'll get confirmation that Ace took his Christmas crap down.
I'll take pictures.
Will you?
I will.
Okay. We'll see you guys next week.